Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a very interesting, diverse deck profile for you guys. So the popularity of pile decks, as they are known, has been rising pretty much the entirety of this format. Pile decks, of course, being decks that just play archetypes. They just play a bunch of engines and then they win. And how? No one really knows, but it always works. And you can feel like a bunch of, kind of having synergy archetypes together, and most of the time it will probably work because the engines are just so generic in the first place. So we've seen success with with Eldlik decks, with Dragoon decks, all stuff like that. Just play 60 cards, just play a pile of cards and just, win. And today, I did just that for you guys. Now I think that one of the best engines in the game right now is the Buster Blader engine, being able to summon the Buster Dragon and the Buster Blader Destruction Swords Fusion. I don't even know what it's called. When you have both of them on the field, and you can do that with only one trap and a dragon in the grave, which is pretty insane. We'll talk about it a little bit later. All monsters your opponent controls become dragons, and all dragons go to defense, and your opponents cannot activate the effects of dragons, which is pretty insane. So I ordered that a little while ago and it finally has arrived, but now I was wondering, what am I going to play this in? And naturally I'm going to play it in the deck that features 20 other archetypes. So yeah, to keep the intro kind of short, let's just go straight into the deck profile and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So we have a lot of ground to cover. This is a 60 card deck list, way too big for my hands to shuffle. And to kind of organize it and to let it make sense, I'm going to go through each engine as a ratio, so it's not going to be like the normal monsters slash spells slash traps like you are used to, but I'm just going to make it slightly different to keep suspense going. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the Buster archetype, because this is probably the engine that I have to explain the most about for those of you that don't know it. This is Buster Whelp. When he is normal summoned, you can add one Destruction Sword card from your deck to your hand, except himself. And the rest of the effects really don't matter. We play this 3 times because this is the guy that searches off your trap. And he's a dragon, which is important for the trap. We play 1 Buster Blader. This is the absolute Garnet of the deck. If you draw this, the entire engine is dead. You can also just play a normal Buster Blader. I have no clue why I have this in here. You can just play that. And we play triple Prologue of the Destruction Swordsman. Discard. Send 1 Destruction Sword card and 1 Buster Blader monster from your deck to the graveyard. Except Prologue, that's a cost. So when you activate this, you send the other trap that I'll talk about in a bit, and this card as a cost. And then you can special summon 1 Buster Dragon from your extra deck or graveyard, but destroy it during the end phase of the next turn. You can banish this card, blah blah blah, also doesn't really apply. So this card sends a trap and a Buster for the Buster Dragon, and the Buster Dragon is the Synchro. I'll talk about them real quick when they come up. And then the last card of the engine is the Destruction Sword Memories. This card says discard 1 Destruction Sword, special summon 1 Buster Blader monster from your deck. But that doesn't really matter. But the fact that matters is you can banish this card from the graveyard. Fusion summon 1 Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from the graveyard. Then let's go over these 2 real quick. So this is the card you will summon with Prologue. All monsters your opponent controls become Dragon type. That's really all that matters. And the Buster Blader, this Dragon Destruction Swordsman, you can make him by fusing 1 Buster Blader and a Dragon monster. Must be fusion summoned, cannot attack directly, gains 1000 attack for all Dragon monsters in your opponent controls or in the graveyard. Change all Dragon monsters your opponent controls to defense position. Also Dragon monsters in your opponent's possession cannot activate their effects. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflicts piercing damage. So, to break it down for you guys, what this little engine does, so you normal summon this card, you add the trap card, you set the trap card, you link the Buster away, then your opponent's turn, when they start doing stuff you don't like, you can activate this, then for cost, sending Sword Memories and the Buster Blader to the graveyard from the deck to special summon the Buster Dragon, but then in chain you can activate this card from the graveyard, banishing it. Then you can make a fusion summon by banishing cards from the graveyard instead, like a dragon and a buster. So then you can special summon your fusion, special summon your dragon. All monsters your opponent controls become dragon, And yeah, it's really difficult to out this for like a lot of decks. It is unfortunate that only the monsters on the field become dragons, so this really doesn't stop a deck like Drytron that much. But against like a million other decks, they just literally have to pass if they cannot deal with this. So yeah, this is just a really small engine to, you know, get so much value out of that. And they're all pretty strong monsters as well. And of course you can also use this to make like Verta Anaconda or anything else you want, so really nice. Then the second archetype we play is of course Eldritch, because why not play Eldritch in this deck? You play like a million spells and traps and you know you want to set your back row. So we play triple Lord, triple Eldland, 1 white, 1 black. Now we play max of the traps, triple Concrete, triple Hakuiro, triple Sanguine. This really complements very well with the Dragoon engine or the Numeron engine or the Buster engine, so it's really nice. It came up many times that I used the Lord to make a Verta Anaconda turn 1 as well, together with a Buster Whoop. So yeah. Then we play Dark Magician Red Eyes, and also Red Eyes Wyvern. Then we play triple Fusion and triple Insight. Now I'm not the biggest fan of Insight, because you have to run another brick to make it work. But in this 60 card list it's really strong. The Wyvern actually came in clutch many times on the tournament as well. And yeah, for like a deck that needs additional consistency, this is amazing. Which also really helps is that Red Eyes Insight can send Red Eyes Wyvern. So even if you don't want to make Red Eyes Fusion, you can send a dragon for the Buster archetype, which is really nice. And you know, if you open the trap card and this, then it's also pretty insane, because then you can just add Red Eyes Fusion, then you fusion summon with your Red Eyes, then you banish your Red Eyes for the fusion trap, and then you have your Wyvern in the graveyard still for the Dragoon if it ever dies. And as an additional engine we play the Numeron engine. We play triple Wall, triple Network, and double Calling. This is not the best engine in the deck. It's still very clutch. It kind of conflicts with, you know, if you open Red Eyes Fusion and this, it's kind of difficult, you know, what are you going to do? But overall, this has been working out for me. This could be one of the easiest things to cut out of the deck, just because it has counter synergy with the rest, but this entire deck has kind of counter synergy with each other sometimes, because of Red Eyes Fusion. But yeah, overall this worked out pretty solid. It's pretty good turn 1. There are still a lot of decks that just are not used to, or don't have the tools to play through a Zexal. And in the extra deck I also play a Zeus, you know, to get the turn 2 cards going, and then eventually you can just kick for game with this deck. Then to go on to the staples, the non-archetype cards, you play triple Mystic Mind. Of course. Then we play Set Rotation for the Network and the Mind Coder, the Terraforming, and we also play the Metaverse to surprise our opponents as a little extra engine, a field spell engine, because why not? It's something that synergizes really well, and it helps to play through stuff. This format is Droplets, being in the main deck, of course, has to be there for the Drytron matchup. Kind of makes sense. The last cards we play are triple Trap Trick for the Buster Trap, and to combine that we also play triple Torrential Tribute. And the last card we play is triple Ice Dragon Imprison, being the best normal trap card in the game right now, arguably. And yep, I just seemed to, you know, fit it in somehow. For the extra deck, we are not running Extravagance because extra deck is kind of tight, because you need every card for the engine. We play, of course, the Dragoon, play the Zexal, play number 1, number 2, number 3. You could play number 1, 2, or 4, or 2, 3, 4. I like this ratio. It seems kind of optimal, of course. It's all for, you know, for debate. Then we play the Sky Thunder Zeus for, you know, the follow-up for the Zexal. Then I still play Pleiades, Gustav, Liebe. I had like some flex spots over. This can be like any other card. You can make a Phoenix out of this, or a Unicorn as well. But these cards synergize quite well with Zeus as well. And I play the one of Linkaribo for the Buster. And I play a Link Spider to get the Hakuiro and the Conquistador in for a Verta Anaconda. And I play the Blackluster Soldier, because this deck has a lot of, you know, Link Fodder in the Zexal, in the Conquistadors and all that stuff. and then the Buster Dragon and the Buster Blader. That's it. I also have the small skeleton build for a side deck. Of course, this side deck is very much based on my local, so feel free to adjust it with whatever you find it necessary with. I played a triple Cyclone as back row removal. Then I played a Duster as back row removal. This was a card that was in my main because I had a spot out left, but I decided to make it a third number on wall instead. Then I played triple Lightning Storm for more back row removal, and triple Evenly for more back row removal and monster removal. Then I played a triple Dark Ruler No More for the Drytron matchup. I play Order and a red reboot as well to, you know, end off the for the 15 cards. So yeah, basically my local is like a lot of back row heavy decks, combo heavy decks, so I just try to, you know, make it work. Of course, you have droplets already in the main deck. This kind of makes sense, you know, it's all dependent, you know, on what you want to play. This is specifically for my local. And it seems kind of alright to side these cards this format. So yeah, that's up for your own personal opinion. Overall, this deck is a lot of fun. There are a lot of things that I, you know, have kind of my doubts about. Like, for example, the Zexo engine could be something else. A Mystic Mine was not that good as well, surprisingly. It's a lot of fun to, you know, and it's always the look on your opponent's face after you played out your turn, and it's like, okay, you're gonna Buster Blader me while you have a Dragoon now in your follow-up play. It's like a Mystic Mine if I play through it. It's like, and then you got Conquistador, Sanguine them. This deck is just a lot of fun to play. It's kind of wild. Shoutouts to the worst duelist. He should be in my comment section for giving me the idea of this deck. He played this together with Subterrors as well and Dogmatica. I don't have Dogmatica. I think it's very boring, and I don't really think it would help in this specific deck. It would only be really good with the Buster Trap. Maybe a deck like the Buster or Dogmatica would be really, really insane. But this is like the first time I've been playing these cards, and I still am kind of testing out if I like them and to see how they work. So yeah, be sure to let me know what other engine you've included in this deck. And yeah, let me know if you are going to play it, and don't forget to have fun, because your opponent will definitely not have fun, so you will have to have all of it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.